Hi, I'm going to show you how to get started with customer segment marketing. So once your segments are published, which you can see in these statuses, you can start marketing for audiences for Facebook and AdWords. So let's start with Facebook. Initially, of course, you have to go to the segments page here. Let's just hide this menu so we have more space, and I'll just hide the AdWords columns so it would be clear. For segments to become active, we need to set a budget and a bid, which you can see here in these two columns. So let's say you want to activate only segments that are recent and have bought once. So we can use a filter, name filter here, and as you can see, I have these three segments. I have a summary of all of the metrics, statistics for each segment, and now let's say we want to set a bid per purchase. So I'm gonna set $10 for example, and let's say I want a budget of $100. As you can see, we can use these column editors if you want to edit more than one cell at a time, and once this is updated, you need to push changes to Facebook, and we do that by just clicking the update button here. And because we if you created publish segments first time, you need to specify what campaign name you're gonna use for your Facebook advertisement account. This campaign will be used for creating adsets that match each of a segment that we activate. So for example, I can specify like StackTome RFM for standing for recency, frequency, and monetary value. And once I confirm, segments will start to be published, and this will create a new campaign and will assign each audiences matching our segments, and will create adsets and assign for each adset a bid and a budget. Now once segments are updated, you'll see a notification above, and as you can see here, we see additional links. So basically, to start marketing for each ad set, we need to set also an ad and a creative, which will be shown to the targeted audience. So there are two ways you can do that. You can specify that manually by clicking on the link here. This will bring you to the Facebook account and select that ad set for your campaign, as you can see here, and you can create an ad like usual process. So that's one option you have. Another option, which is a bit easier, you can duplicate or say copy the ads from another existing ad set. You do that by selecting segments you want to activate. So for example, you want to activate all of these, and we click the duplicate button here, and now we have to select from which campaign I want to copy the ads. So I select a campaign, you can filter for example here, and select like a adset, and then you just press duplicate, and what it will do, it will take the ads in that specific adset and will copy to each of your ad sets that is provided here, that you selected, marked in your grid. So your ads are being duplicated, and once you complete it, you'll see a notification that it's done. And now you can actually click the link, and you can just have a look if ads were created. You can see the ads is active and has a copy. It means it's copied from specific campaign. Now once your ads are active, all we need to do is make sure that your segments are active as well. If not, you can just activate them from a grid here. You click update, and that will activate the segments and start the targeting audiences, and the data of each segment performance will be available from next day on, and you will see it in the grid here, following columns. Also data will be available in the reports page, and here, as you can see, the activation is done. And that's it for Facebook. Next, we can activate the AdWords campaigns. For this, first we need to set the bid adjustments. This means how much we are willing to spend for each segment. Before we begin, let's set the columns for AdWords. So let me just hide the Facebook one so it will be more clear. So here, as you can see, these are published as well. Now we can set as well using the header column editor. So let's say I want to increase the bid 3 times or 300%. So just set 300 here, and that updates each of a segment. And the next thing we need to decide is which campaigns will be affected by this adjustment. By default, we set every campaign we find on your marketing account, which is active or paused, and here you can see it's all of them selected. But we can change, like, let's say just deselect some of them and just leave one and confirm. And as you can see here, this will mark every segment to be updated, and it will assign every bid adjustment to that particular segment campaign. And now we just click update, and segments are being updated. And once again, once segments are published, you'll see a notification above, and they will be activated, and the performance data for each segment will be available from next day on. So now let me take a minute and explain the available columns in the following grid. So we have here a name which describes customer segments, and the same name will be used when exporting to Facebook and AdWords if you would be looking in the interfaces. So here we define the name, that's StackTome. RFM stands for recency, frequency, and monetary value, and each column describes the range in which the customers fall into. So for example, customers who are recent are between 1 and 159 days before today were bought in that range, who have bought once, and average order value is plus $27. Depends on which currency you assign in your profile. And then we have like a count, how many customers are there in the segment. And then we have two sections for both Facebook and AdWords, and we see if it's like published, and the status. Then we have a cost per acquisition, the budget set, ads, revenue generated, click-through rate, conversion rate, cost, and historical cost per acquisition. And the same for AdWords. One thing to note, the match count is a bit lower, as both platforms have a certain percentage of customers we can find. So Facebook is around 60% plus, and AdWords is around 50%. And if the matching is not too low, we show like a warning sign that it must be increased, so it could be used for search campaigns. For Facebook it's around like at least 10 users, not 10 but 20 users, but for AdWords it's at least 100 users to be able to use them on your platform. And basically that completes our tutorial for how to activate segments and start marketing for Facebook and AdWords. Thank you for your attention.